On the other side, Brock Purdy, who didn't play his best game. No one thinks that against the Packers, but he also has been getting bashed a little bit, you could say. What do you think about him just as a whole? And you just said it about Patrick Mahomes, 6 AFC championships in 6 years. Brock Purdy, 2 NFC championships in 2 years. Is this kind of the dawning of a new day in the NFC with Purdy being that guy who just dominates? Or what do you think him and the Niners are going to do this weekend?
Yeah, you know what I think? I think it's a problem of today's, media world where there's no nuance. You're not allowed to have nuance in situations. Everybody wants to have the take. Everybody wants to have, that hot button issue or that topic. Like, does he have incredible weapons around him? Yes, absolutely. Do they run an offense that's extremely effective and finds ways to get guys open? And also those guys just happen to be awesome playmakers? Absolutely. But also, does Brock Purdy perform well and get the job done, and he's made the 2 NFC championships in a row? Yes. Is he sometimes doing it by himself and making these unbelievable plays? And is he Patrick Mahomes at this moment right now? No, I don't think so. But overall, has he done a good job? Yeah, he's been in the NFC championship 2 years in a row. So let's not detract and take away from that just because he's got an incredible team around him. I think the guy deserves credit. I think he takes more heat than he should. But also, they're a great team. They're just a great football team. Let's not take away from that.
Yeah, I think the issue with it all is we're going to find something to bitch about regardless. Mm-hmm.
Always.
And Brock Purdy, well, he's not supposed to be as good.
No.
Nope. Team's not supposed to be as this good with him in there. But since he's been dropped into the fold, what are they, 21-5 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
20-5 or something like that, 17-3 when Debo's playing. And obviously, Debo, George Kittle told us yesterday, was a massive part of the game plan going into this game against the Packers. Mm-hmm. George Kittle said yesterday, going into the game, I thought Debo was going to have 3 touchdowns. So whenever Debo gets hurt early and they have to adjust, especially with the weather and everything, and then being able to find it late in the fourth quarter whenever they had to have it, it's like the kid's smart. He seems to have incredible
and
accuracy.
You guys know.
Go ahead.
You guys know with a locker room too, there's a ton of huge stars on that team, a ton of big names. And the way that locker room has talked about Brock, they've come out and they've worn shirts and they've said he is him and all those things. You have to be a certain type of guy and a certain type of leader and a special guy to be able to go into that situation and perform well enough and also have the respect of your teammates and to be able to lead them at times like last game, in the last drive. That don't discount for that either. Being able to go in there and handle that as a leader and as a guy that they look to in the huddle. So I have respect for that as well. That's not as easy as people think.
That's another asset that he has that just says he's a guy. Now, is he 6'4"? No. Is he running a 4.3? No. Have other quarterbacks in the past been his size or shorter or his speed or slower and his arm or weaker and had great success? Yes. And Brock Purdy is proving to have the exact thing. He can't run and play the same exact style as maybe a Patrick Mahomes who can throw it lefty and off balance and everything like that. But what he does, he can extend a play if he has to. Yep. He finds good balance, so he has great technique and great fundamentals. And you talk about being able to balance all the egos, that's good politicking. He has to go keep everybody happy. Not only with balls, we've seen it with a lot of wide receivers.
Yep.
Now, granted, I think that Niners locker room is laser focused on just success. We don't care who has the numbers and stats. Everybody does, though. That is a real thing that happens and takes place. It just gets exposed in some places that aren't as good as many others. So being able to balance and coordinate all that stuff as the last pick in the draft. And I said yesterday, this guy was handed nothing. And I was talking about him in the NFL. Last pick of the draft, you're not even on a team. Guaranteed. Nope. You're not getting reps at practice. Once he got in the building, he was drafted. But other than that, it's you are very dispensable. You are worth, a last pick of the draft is worth nothing. Nobody's trading for the last pick of the draft ever for anything. So it's he's had to work through all of that and just continue to go. I'm nothing but impressed with the dude.